Question 1. A sterile processing (SP) technician is inspecting a heavy orthopedic rigid container before releasing it for a critical joint replacement surgery. The technician knows that guaranteeing the absolute sterility and mechanical functionality of these tools directly dictates what primary aspect for the individual undergoing the procedure. A. The ultimate clinical outcome. B. The departmental processing throughput. C. The equipment depreciation timeline. D. The baseline regulatory audit score. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale, providing high-quality, perfectly sterilized products directly impacts the patient's ultimate outcome, which broadly encompasses their health, safety, rapid recovery, and total well-being. Trap analysis, option B is incorrect because throughput measures how fast items are processed, which is an operational metric, not a direct patient result. Option C is incorrect because depreciation relates to the financial lifespan of the surgical instruments, completely unrelated to patient health. Option D is incorrect because an audit score is an administrative compliance measure, whereas the patient's physical well-being is the direct end product of surgical intervention. Concept extension, every strict quality protocol, from daily water testing to precise biological indicator monitoring, exists solely to protect the patient from healthcare-associated infections, HAIs. Question 2. Before purchasing a new automated endoscope reprocessor, a multidisciplinary team conducts a systematic evaluation to anticipate and mitigate any potential machine malfunctions, such as the basin failing to maintain a required temperature of 122 degrees Fahrenheit for the chemical immersion. What is this proactive analytical method called? A. Failure mode and effects analysis, FMEA. B. Root cause analysis, RCA. C. Reactive workflow optimization. D. Post-market sentinel event reporting. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale, FMEA is a forward-looking, proactive quality management tool designed to systematically predict a process or product failure before it ever occurs, allowing teams to implement preventive safety measures in advance. Trap analysis, option B is incorrect because RCA is a retrospective investigation conducted after a harmful event has already happened. Option C is incorrect because this scenario describes a proactive approach before purchase, not a reactive optimization. Option D is incorrect because reporting a sentinel event means catastrophic harm has already occurred, whereas this method aims to prevent harm entirely. Concept extension, risk prioritization is a key component of this methodology, helping departments focus their limited resources on preventing the most severe potential catastrophes first. Question 3. Which of the following best describes the continuous operational strategy of actively observing, evaluating, and adjusting daily workflows to guarantee that expected output metrics are consistently achieved and elevated over time? A. Continuous quality monitoring. B. Immediate mechanical troubleshooting. C. Retrospective root cause elimination. D. Standardized archival data collection. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale, quality monitoring is the ongoing, dynamic process of maintaining or improving quality outputs by continuously tracking departmental performance against established professional standards. Trap analysis, option B is incorrect because fixing a broken machine is a reactive maintenance task, not a continuous quality strategy. Option C is incorrect because eliminating a root cause is a specific problem-solving event, RCA, not the overarching monitoring definition. Option D is incorrect because while gathering data is a part of the system, just collecting it without evaluation and adjustment does not fulfill the definition of active monitoring. Concept extension, benchmarking is frequently utilized within this process to compare a facility's internal performance data against national industry standards. Question 4. A sterile processing supervisor is abruptly notified that surveyors from a federal funding agency have arrived unannounced to inspect the facility's adherence to safety and quality regulations. Which specific agency utilizes these unannounced, surprise inspections as a core regulatory tool? A. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS. B. International Organization for Standardization, ISO. C. Association for the Advancement of Medical Instrumentation, AAMI. D. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, is the powerful federal entity that conducts unannounced surveys to ensure healthcare facilities receiving federal funding rigorously maintain health, safety, and operational quality standards. Trap analysis. Option B is incorrect because ISO creates international benchmarks but does not deploy surprise inspection teams to individual American hospitals. Option C is incorrect because AAMI develops voluntary industry guidelines for sterilization, lacking the legal authority to conduct unannounced federal funding audits. Option D is incorrect because OSHA focuses strictly on employee workplace hazards, like chemical exposures, not overarching patient care funding standards. Concept extension. Facilities must remain in a perpetual state of survey readiness, meaning their quality management systems must operate flawlessly every single day, not just when an audit is scheduled. Shutterstock. Question 5. When a catastrophic quality failure occurs, such as a patient contracting a severe infection from a retained bioburden fragment inside a surgical instrument, which reactive investigative methodology is deployed to dissect the bad outcome and halt its future repetition? A. Root cause analysis, RCA. B. Routine preventive maintenance. C. Frontline employee empowerment. D. Pre-purchase technology assessment. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. RCA is an inherently reactive problem-solving framework that meticulously examines a poor outcome, like a sentinel event, by repeatedly asking why to identify the fundamental systemic breakdown and prevent reoccurrence. Trap analysis. Option B is incorrect because maintenance involves servicing equipment on a schedule, which will not uncover why human or process errors led to a contaminated tray. Option C is incorrect because empowerment is a proactive cultural attribute allowing staff to stop lines, not a formal post-incident investigative tool. Option D is incorrect because assessing technology happens before operations begin, whereas this scenario requires looking backward at a disaster. Concept extension. The Joint Commission mandates that an RCA be completed comprehensively whenever a sentinel event, involving death or severe harm, is identified within a healthcare facility. Question 6. A central sterile manager reviews a digital dashboard tracking the specific percentage of incorrectly assembled trays over the past quarter. These specific, measurable metrics utilized to periodically evaluate if the department is achieving its target operational goals are formally known as what? A. Quality control indicators. B. Root cause analyses, RCAs. C. Minimum effective concentration, MEC, parameters. D. Sentinel event triggers. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Quality control indicators are defined as specific, objective data points that are monitored regularly over time to determine exactly how well a system is meeting its predefined clinical and administrative objectives. Trap analysis. Option B is incorrect because RCAs are reactive investigative frameworks deployed after an error happens, rather than continuous numerical metrics used for ongoing goal tracking. Option C is incorrect because MEC specifically tests the potency of liquid high-level disinfectants, representing only one isolated technical test rather than the broad definition of departmental goal metrics. Option D is incorrect because sentinel events are catastrophic patient injuries prompting investigations, completely unlike routine data points used to verify normal operational success. Concept extension. These tracking metrics must always rely on objective, hard numbers rather than subjective opinions or personal feelings about staff performance. Question 7. A technician working in the soiled receiving zone is preparing a manual soaking sink. To adhere to strict quality processes within this specific physical area, the technician carefully extracts enzymatic detergent to ensure an exact dilution ratio and verifies the water temperature is under 140 degrees Fahrenheit. What specific quality assurance activity is being performed here? A. Measuring processing chemicals. B. Validating visual instrument cleanliness. C. Auditing complete set assembly checklists. D. Performing biological lethality testing. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. In the decontamination zone, the primary quality control measures strictly include measuring chemicals like detergents and disinfectants to guarantee they achieve the required concentration and temperature parameters for effective bioburden removal. Trap analysis. Option B is incorrect because verifying meticulous cleanliness using lighted magnification is a primary quality check performed later in the preparation and packaging, clean, area, not during the initial soaking phase. Option C is incorrect because auditing count sheets or pick lists is an administrative quality step strictly reserved for the assembly zone prior to sterilization. Option D is incorrect because lethality testing using spore vials occurs inside the active sterilization chamber, which is located in a completely different physical zone. Concept extension. Another critical quality process in this initial zone includes confirming that all multi-part tools are completely disassembled to allow fluid penetration. Question 8. A healthcare facility establishes an overarching administrative framework that encompasses continuous data monitoring, proactive risk assessments, and rigid staff education. Taking strict ownership of continuous survey readiness for unannounced regulatory inspections is an integral subcomponent of which broad organizational umbrella? A. Comprehensive quality management. B. Retrospective failure investigation. C. Immediate patient intervention. D. Individual equipment certification. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Quality management serves as the massive umbrella term covering absolutely all activities, policies, and systematic protocols a department performs to maintain its standards. Maintaining constant survey readiness is merely one vital factor within this entire ecosystem. Trap analysis. Option B is incorrect because looking backward at failures describes an RCA, which is a singular tool used after a disaster, not the overarching umbrella overseeing readiness. Option C is incorrect because medical intervention describes direct clinical acts performed by surgeons and nurses, completely distinct from the departmental administrative systems governing sterile processing. Option D is incorrect because equipment validation proves a machine works technically, but it does not represent the overarching human and policy framework needed for total facility accreditation. Concept extension. The ultimate output of maintaining this rigorous overarching system is consistently keeping the focus safely centered on the patient's well-being. Question 9. During a busy afternoon shift, a frontline assembly worker notices that an entire batch of 10-inch surgical scissors failed the standardized latex cutting test. The worker instantly halts the production line and rejects the batch without seeking a supervisor's permission. Which crucial component of a successful operational system provides the worker with this delegated authority? A. Employee empowerment. B. External agency auditing. C. Statistical process charting. D. Departmental throughput maximization. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. Empowerment is a foundational structural element where institutional leadership deliberately transfers decision-making authority down to frontline technicians, trusting them to stop unsafe lines immediately when a defect is spotted. Trap analysis. Option B is incorrect because external auditing refers to regulatory bodies investigating the hospital from the outside, which has nothing to do with internal staff autonomy on the floor. Option C is incorrect because plotting data charts is an analytical mapping technique used by managers to find trends, unrelated to the real-time operational authority granted to a technician. Option D is incorrect because driving maximum speed contradicts this scenario entirely. A worker halting a line sacrifices speed to guarantee strict safety. Concept extension. A functioning JISC culture strongly supports this autonomy by ensuring staff are never punished for accurately reporting mechanical or human deviations. Question 10. The leadership of a newly acquired ambulatory surgery center formally decides to eliminate regular competency audits and bypass standard operating procedures to drastically increase daily tray output. According to professional administrative principles, what is the most predictable direct consequence of severely underemphasizing strict process fidelity? A. Interdepartmental and interpersonal conflicts will arise. B. Preventative analytical tools will automatically initiate. C. Cross-functional investigative teams will organically form. D. The baseline regulatory compliance score will remain unaffected. Correct answer A. Knowledge point explanation. Core rationale. When an organization fails to prioritize robust quality controls, errors naturally multiply, which inevitably breeds widespread frustration, resentment, and severe conflicts among frontline peers, different clinical departments, and the management layer. Trap analysis. Option B is incorrect because analytical protocols like FMEA are deliberate, human-driven mechanisms that require intensive proactive planning. They do not trigger automatically when standards are ignored. Option C is incorrect because forming a cross-functional improvement team is a highly organized, positive management strategy designed to fix broken processes, not an organic, spontaneous consequence of neglect. Option D is incorrect because abandoning operational fidelity will lead directly to massive regulatory failures during any unannounced agency survey. Concept extension. Poorly managed environments constantly operate in a reactive firefighting mode, continuously scrambling to solve catastrophic errors only after they have already reached the end user.